teams rise like morning sun, chasing points, the game's begun. Big decisions week by week, fantasy glory's what we seek. Pick your squad, the clock won't wait, captain choice will seal your fate. Two enthusiasts breaking it down, fantasy kings, we're taking the crown.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tinker. Are you kidding me?
I muted.
No, you did not.
Oh, no.
I heard
Sorry.
it clearly.
I muted you.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tinker Time, an FPL pod, the show for every fantasy Premier League manager who's already second-guessing their latest draft. It's Sunday, March 29th, 2026, and whether you're finally locked into your Gameweek 32 draft or just here to scout some differentials, you've come to the right place. I'm Matt, alongside Jim, and we're here to help you tweak, test, and yes, tinker your way to the top of your mini league. We'll break down the best value picks, fixture trends, and hidden gems, so you don't have to stare at your squad screen in despair. So let's pop the hood, crack open the spreadsheet, and get tinkering. Jim, it has been over a week since last game week concluded. I haven't spoken to you because we only talk when recording.
Naturally.
How the hell are you?
Doing well. I'm I've lost my voice a little bit here, so bear with me. This is my flu game.
Have you lost your marbles?
A few times over the years, but you just got to keep gathering them back up.
We got to kick things off. We have to kick off this episode. We just witnessed the greatest comeback, I think, in NCAA history. We can just say that. Men's basketball, obviously. I heard something yesterday because the Connecticut Sun are leaving.
They're going.
Connecticut. They're going to Houston, and I think that's now the third franchise to leave Connecticut in the last 50 years or whatever. But someone said UConn basketball is essentially like our franchise.
It is. I mean, there's no football. There's no pro sports. The Yard Goats, they're trying their best.
Well, yeah, that's where it gets a little like the Rock Cats were in New Britain, and these cats rock. Wildcats. No, but in all seriousness, we had a March Madness segment, and the tournament has been full of madness.
One shining moment after another.
I can't wait. We're coming up on that. We're getting real close.
When is it after the Saturday games? When do they release that?
I'm pretty sure I thought it was right after.
Could be wrong.
Because it summarizes the whole. There's only one way to find out. We have to watch this here.
Maybe we should watch it together.
I would love that. We were just talking. Well, we weren't talking because we don't talk unless we're recording. But we were just saying we're in a really good stretch of life events calendar wise here. We've got Prem. We got a little bit of a delay here. We got another 11 days, 15 hours, 39 minutes, and 44 seconds. But I'm not counting. We've got Easter next weekend. Good Friday. I love me some Passion of the Christ.
He is real.
We have the men's and women's final. Shout out to the UConn women. They're going to be making it. You know it. You can write that down, take it to the bank. Then the week after, when the Prem returns, we also have the Masters, which is, it's right here.
After that, it's basically summer. So, I
think after that, don't forget, we got Cinco de Mayo in there. Can't forget.
It's true. And April Fool's Day.
Hi, caramba.
How do you celebrate?
How do I celebrate April Fools? I usually just look in the mirror and then I look down and I just laugh at myself. Once I kind of weave through things a little bit. April Fools, you're a dude. Anyway, Game Week 31. It feels like it was forever ago because it was. We're going on 7 days now, a whole week.
To be honest, I could use the time to put it behind me.
Yeah, it was a tough week for you. You're kind of, I think I said this on the last episode. You were on such a heater that you were either going to continue to get hotter because you were on such a heater, or you were going to cool off. You've kind of cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting worse. Free hit was supposed to right the ship there, and it just I blew up in my face. But still in it. In
your defense, this was a good week, I think, to free hit. With all the blanks and whatnot. The fixtures, I know we were talking about it, but at the end of the day, the fixtures were good enough where a free hit should have worked out. But we had a few teams that just kind of completely pooped their pants.
And a significant injury too.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's jump in.
All right, all right. So going through the slate, we had, a couple of blank fixtures for City, Palace, Arsenal, and Wolves, but we did have some games still. So kicking it off, we had the Friday fixture. We had Bournemouth hosting Manchester United. Ultimately, a 2-2 draw here. Saw a red card on United side of things, but just to kind of go through it here. So Bruno started things off with a penalty, put one in this first minute. So kind of, scoreless at half. Getting a little bit worried there for Bruno owners. But he did pull one through. Ryan Christie equalized with an assist by Mr. Truffert in the 67th minute. Then we saw James Hill with an own goal off of a corner, nonetheless. So, not
Popularly
the kind
owned.
of, yes, yes, very highly owned. Well, I shouldn't say very highly, but popular, to your point. Own goal there before Junior Krupi equalized with a penalty in the 81st minute. We saw Harry Maguire go off with I think it was a straight red, if I
It was-
am seeing correctly here, which that's interesting. But United did hold on down a man to pull out 2-2. So, what are your thoughts on this one, Jimbo?
I mean, we're continuing to see Bruno just being. If you don't have him, you're gonna be falling behind weekly. And I know he's probably a big captaincy pick this week, so paid off there for those people that did have him. Made up for if you didn't have a full squad. I forget the drama. I knew there was a. He made some comments after, like they should have gotten a second penalty, but he said, you know, refs never give two penalties to one team in a game. He was he was barking about that, but yeah, I mean, kind of what we've seen, right? Bruno has been leading them. They've looked good, but they still are not there defensively. Bournemouth just plain scrappy still. I know you had Krupi and then sold them, so
Yeah. Yeah,
tough
that
there for
was.
everybody who'd dumped them as their cheap forward option.
Yeah, I mean, we said it. Bruno just seems to be around the score sheet. Whether he's putting the goal in, he's assisting on it. I think he had the assist as well on the own goal. Um, if United are going to continue to keep their position in the table, he's going to keep continuing to contribute. Seems like since Carrick came in as caretaker, he's really kind of just gotten back to that Bruno Fernandes level that we all have come to know and get really familiar with over the last few seasons. Better late than never. He was, in my opinion, not really somebody that was even on a lot of people's radar at the beginning of the season, probably not even on people's radar within the own team. I know a lot of folks were looking at Mbomo or Cunha to start the season. They've cooled off, each of them, respectively.
Mm.
And Bruno's just sitting atop all midfielders this season with points. So kudos. Kudos to Bruno. Bruno Donnelly.
Do you know why Šeško didn't start? Like, I still we're still not seeing Bruno Buemo, Cunha, and Šeško starting. I mean, Ahmad starting over him. Just he's been better. He's turned it around since Carrick came in. So I don't know.
It's a fair question. I don't know because I'm not Carrick, but my
Oh,
guess
oh,
is
sorry, I shouldn't have asked that.
Seshko's
Disregard my
a
question.
bitch. We'd have to ask him. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. That's a good question. It is seemingly a little odd just because, again, he was one of their, marquee signings when they missed out on every other striker this offseason. So weird to see. I don't know if it's a matter of like they like Mbomo up there, up top, more so than they like Seshko. It's hard to say. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have no problem with Buemo starting up there, but it's just as a player on paper, he's a better choice than Ahmad. I don't know. Carrick's he's getting the results that he was brought in for. So who are we to fault him?
It'd be great to have a caretaker manager that can actually take care of us.
Yeah, yeah.
We're so lucky Spurs is the last fixture of the week because that means we're not allowed to talk about them until the absolute end.
And then we'll be running late. We'll rush through it. It'll be good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good.
All right. Moving on.
I have one other thing about Bruno, but I'll save it. I'll save it.
No, 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 no.
Is Bruno becoming a viable candidate for triple captaincy?
United don't have any doubles though, right?
They do, well, not at the moment. I mean, I don't think they would unless
Yeah.
somebody else, kind of forced them to. But
I don't know. I think that would be that'd be a risky one because he's so highly owned that
playing Leeds in 32,
even if he hits and you have a triple, but everybody else is regular on him, yeah, you're making up a little ground there. But
the only reason I ask is like because, and we're not going to talk about them this week because they didn't play, but like you can't give Salah the armband. You're not going to give Holland the armband. I mean, I guess you could give him the armband,
Yeah,
but it
I don't
just
know.
it
It's,
makes me think about it.
I mean, one game is always that's always a scary one
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
because
okay.
I'll give you an example. In the next game here, on Saturday morning, Brighton 2, Liverpool 1, Ekitike comes off in the 8th minute injured. That's what you're up against. I had captained him and Bruno as my vice, so I got screwed there. 2 points total. If he didn't play at all, I would have had another 13. There's that.
Yeah,
But that's just me. But
that was a
moving on.
phenomenal segue.
Yeah. So moving on to that game. So Danny Welbeck, the timeless legend, continuing to prove me wrong, opens it up in the 14th minute, followed closely by a Milos Kirkes goal in the 30th, before Danny pulls the second one back in the 56th. Assisted by Jack Hinchelwood. And then that's it. Too much for Liverpool to come back from. Kirkes actually comes off flagged in the 76th minute. Soboslai with a yellow card, so his nice runs is over there. And Brighton hold on to secure the victory. Yeah, tough one for Liverpool. That injury was tough, especially with Salah not in there. They're really banking on Yakpo and Birds to score. And Soboslai didn't have any wonder goal free kicks this week, so didn't have enough to crawl out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of news coming out of Anfield this week. So yeah, to your point, no Salah in this one. Salah also announcing this will be his last season with Liverpool.
Yeah, yeah. Even though he's on
How do you
contract,
feel about that?
right? He's on contract through next year, I believe, but they're gonna let him go.
Where do you think he wants to go?
I saw Miami wants him.
Bienvenido. I hear they have a very large Egyptian population in eastern Miami.
Oh
He would
yeah,
fit right in. Yeah, I would think so.
I hear they have a very short Argentinian population in their midfield.
Nice. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the other note, not to gloss over the Salah departure, because that has huge ramifications for the rest of the season, honestly. But that is the 10th loss for Liverpool this season, the most
Yeah,
losses they've had, I think, ever, based on the way the community was reacting.
I think it was the last 2 seasons combined was 10 losses, right?
That, I
Something
mean, I'm
like
not
that.
going to go look.
Yeah,
You, you sounded confident about that. I trust you. But no, I mean, let's just talk about the Salah departure for a minute, right? Because and we will talk about the game, but Salah leaving to me means that Slot has a decision to make. This season, the title's obviously out of reach. They currently sit in 5th place with a +8 differential. Chelsea's right behind them with 48, and then Brentford and Everton in 7th and 8th have 46 points apiece. So, European competition right now, they're only qualified for Europa, but if Arsenal win Champions League, then obviously, they get a few more spots. There's some looming point deductions for City. They might lose 60 points and get relegated. Who knows that's never going to happen. But the point that I'm trying to bring up, if Salah is out the door, obviously he's going to get his farewell at Anfield. It looks like their last home game, if I look at the schedule here, Liverpool's last home game is actually against Brentford in Gameweek 38. So I can't imagine he would do anything other than start and play 75 minutes in that game,
there's
get a guard of
there's
honor.
for you.
What's that?
There's a triple captain for you.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It's tough to say, but I mean just knowing where they are in the table, what the stakes are, he hasn't really been playing all that much anyway. Does Salah become like automatic sell at this point?
Sell? No.
If you had Salah in your squad right now and he's not going to be there next season, knowing that Nunguamwa, I'm saying that wrong, but
I
whatever.
don't think they're gonna bench him. He's been playing well, and they still care about their table position, right? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have the
they're
most
fighting for
losses
champions.
ever. I think they're going to get. I think they're going to get in. If I had to guess.
Well, they need to jump Villa for that, and that's 5 points. They're not gonna be in a better spot by not playing him. I think
Well,
I mean, obviously he was flagged and injured last week, so there's that to consider. But if we're talking preview, I mean, we're talking preview at this point. So, I mean, based on his health next week, I would still probably want him in my squad. His
interesting.
next game
And
is
you're right. We said we weren't going to talk. We weren't going to talk preview. So that's a
Fulham,
strike against me.
Everton, Palace are his next 3. Yeah. I mean, there's really not much else to say about this game from an FPL perspective. Welbeck is like such a shot in the dark. I know I was against him early. He had a nice little run there. Um, and I said, I kept saying it's always this is what he does. He reels you in, he keeps scoring, then he gets a double, and everybody moves in on him, and then he blanks. He held out like a week or two after that earlier in the season, but then he's been ice cold until
Yeah.
this week. So
8th highest scoring forward. He's even behind like Ollie Watkins, who has been completely absent all season.
yeah,
So that doesn't make any sense. DL, Bowen, Ekatike. I mean, at his price point, he's at 6.2. I think I'm not bringing Danny Welbeck in my team, but I know as soon as I say that, he's going to go off.
let him.
He's in good form. What can you say?
On the Liverpool side, the only other thing probably mention our favorite Swede coming back mid-April, Alexander Isak.
Oh my God. That's
So
right.
off a broken leg. I mean, it's probably not going to be next weekend. I mean, it might be next weekend, but
Back from the dead.
likely the week after that. So a lot of pressure. I say no pressure at this point because
Well,
he was so bad to start and then he broke his leg. So he gets a goal or two, set himself up for next season. I think that's really all Liverpool fans could ask for.
I don't even think they're asking for the goal. I think they're just asking for him to come through the rest of the season healthy.
I think they'll want
Well, I'm sure they would be happy with a goal for a player to break his leg, allegedly from a tackle
it's a soft.
from his teammate next season, from all reports. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Yep. Let's go.
Okay. Next one, we had Fulham hosting Burnley. So Fulham here took this one home 3-1. Spoiler. Zion Fleming actually kicked things off for Burnley, put them up 1-0 with an assist by Lyle Foster. But then from there, it was all Fulham. Josh King, there's a throwback there,
Yeah.
equalized in the 67th minute. Harry Wilson, who I believe was actually flagged, but obviously came through and played, put a goal in with an assist from Josh King. So Josh King just lighting it up. Raul Jimenez, a penalty in the 95th minute. I don't know if you saw the penalty, like a 2 stutter step, stop, start, stop, start. It was an ugly penalty, but it still counts the same. 3-1. Fulham.
Yeah, I brought Wilson in for this one, so I was disappointed that he got subbed off right before the penalty because he would have had it since Jimenez was not on the field. But yeah, I mean, we said Wilson, a good shot for a free hit or even a captaincy pick this week, and didn't disappoint there. Kind of as expected. Josh King was not what we expected. He's kind of been everybody's had on him early in the season because he was his price point.
Yeah, it was super cheap.
He didn't really make a mark. Good for him to stay relevant.
No.
Not
Yeah.
good for. Let me ask you this: Oscar Bob, disappointment for them as far as signing so far?
You have to say yes. I mean, let's think about it, right? That was supposed to be ML Smith Rowe's spot when he came in, kind of, on that left-hand side. Hasn't really
Yeah,
done
I mean,
anything.
last year he was good.
Last year he was good. But this year, I don't know, injuries, he just sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I mean,
33 million for Bob is what they paid. That's
that's a lot of money.
a lot of money for what he's done for him.
This is why City can go out and spend whatever they want, because they get 33 million for a throwaway Oscar Bob.
We'll get to City. What they
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I have anything else to say about this one, honestly.
Yeah, no, nobody's getting Ian Fleming in their team. I mean, Burnley still a target. Burnley, defense, they can't keep a clean sheet. And as far as Fulham, I mean, it's Wilson. If you want to take a shot on Jimenez, go for it. But even here, he didn't start. Who's back from injury started over him. So tricky.
Fulham in contention for European competition to keep it up.
That would be quite a jump.
Well, what are they in right now?
They're in ninth.
They're ninth. Top 7 if Arsenal win.
They're 5 points off. They're 5 points off Liverpool, who's in fifth.
Yeah, but Conference League would go to the 7th place team if Arsenal win Champions League.
Arsenal win Champions League? That's not happening.
I know. You're right.
What's wrong with you?
Still, what if Villa win?
Did Liverpool lose Champions League? No,
Liverpool won. They're still in. And Villa is still in Europa, which if they win, they would get auto-qualified to Champions League. So top set, there might be 7 teams that get into Europe this season. Maybe 8.
All right, yeah.
Because if Arsenal win...
I guess if you're counting Conference League, yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's a fake competition, but it still is a competition.
All right, the trophy.
Speaking of competition, no competition from Chelsea this week. 3-0 defeat to Everton. So Mr. Beto himself scored the first goal, 33rd minute, and then assist by James Garner, who he must be like James Garner. We'll talk about him. Beto put a second goal in the 62nd minute with an assist by Mr. Grier, and then William Njai, former future Spur, a goal and assist by Beto in the 76th minute. It was a nice one. And that was kind of it. Liam Rossinier was spotted on the sidelines drawing a map of the world. That's what he was doing the entire time.
He's still trying to get Garnacho to understand what he's saying.
That picture, that's got to be, if it's not a meme already, it needs to be.
My favorite is he hands Garnacho the note. He goes and hands it to somebody else. I forget who. And there's like the text over the bottom. He's telling everybody, it said don't pass to Garnacho.
Yeah, it's actually crazy to me. And we'll talk, credit to Everton. They took it to him.
Yep.
It's crazy to think that Chelsea are going to have probably 3 managers this season, because I don't know how much longer they're going to stick with Rossinier. There's reports coming out that there's not a lot of confidence from the board that he's the man who's going to lead them in the direction. Just brought him in. Like, nobody forced them to fire Maresca. I mean, Maresca may have kind of said, like, I'm out of here, but like, do your vetting. Why is it so hard?
But like, I just don't like, who are they going to bring in that's going to get them better results? I mean, they're like, it's not like you're in a relegation battle. It's like you're competing with other good teams. It's not like you need just like a change in mentality. It's like the squad is what it is.
I mean, well, the squad is, to be fair, it's probably a challenge to navigate that squad because there's so many players on it.
And I think we'd said that at the beginning of the season. It's like they have so many that nobody's getting consistent minutes. At some point, they're not going to be happy, even though you sign them to these 6 or 7 year deals. Who's going to be happy, even though they're tied to a Premier League team, if they're not playing well and the team isn't clicking because they're not playing with each other consistently? We'll see.
I don't know. I mean, there were reports that came out today that Palmer's being linked to United, and I think I even saw one today that said Liverpool. So, like, and this is a guy, when he's healthy, when he's right, he can impact a game in so many ways.
300
make the players around him 300-point player, let's say it. And I don't know. Right now, I'm looking at United, Madrid, and Real Madrid battle for Palmer. I mean, Madrid I can't even get into it because it's just so ridiculous how
I don't know, but with
Chelsea, they're
that transfer ban coming up, it's hard to see that they would let him go.
that's true. But I guess the flip of that is if they're not bringing anybody else in, how do they get better?
By playing a consistent squad.
Well, yeah, I don't know how you do that though when
You
you have
stick 'em to the
42
man.
people on your squad.
You
I hear
play
you.
you play 14 of them. I don't know.
Let's talk about Everton, the team that actually showed up for this game. Okay, 3-0. Beto with 2 goals and assists. He's actually our player of the week. With 16 points, 2 goals, the assists, 3 bonus points in 81 minutes. Where did this come from?
Yeah, kind of a shock from Beto. India is not. He's had moments that he's looked good and he's been linked elsewhere, but Beto has been tough to watch. But I mean, good for him. Usually we've
I
seen.
feel like
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I feel like Everton's season kind of became disinteresting once Grealish got injured.
They did well enough that they weren't in a relegation, lower half battle like they have been the last few years. He got injured, and I mean, it's kind of is what it is. Both of them are like, Brighton, right? They have moments that they look great. They could beat the big guys like they did here, but it's tough to sit there, Friday afternoon and get excited about them.
Yeah.
But
Anything else on this one? I don't know.
KDH for the blank. He's probably I would guess the most highly owned. I mean, you said you had something you want to say about the Notebook's James Gardner.
Great reference. I just I don't understand why. I hate that James Gardner is having such a good season, and he's not even a name that, if you asked me to name 20 Premier League midfielders, I would be able to rattle off. And granted, I'm not the authority on rosters and players and whatnot, but I think I sent you that stat that was it Ethan Ampadu, right, midfielder over at Leeds, has scored more points than Salah all season, and what does he have? 2 goals on the season. DEFCON has just made some of these players so relevant but still so unnoticeable.
Yeah, Ampadu's above Cherky, Gordon, Bella, Palmer, and your man Iwobi. That's the real
The
shot.
legend, the legend, the legend. And where does Garner sit in all that?
Gardner is the 5th highest scoring.
And how many goals and assists does he have on the season?
2 goals, 6 assists.
I mean, the 6 assists is meaningful, but
11.
in a normal season,
It's averaging 12.2 defensive contributions per 90.
so he's hitting DEFCON.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he almost always plays the full 90. So, I mean, that's 4 points a match compared to the 2 that he would normally be getting. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and complain about DEFCON at this point in the season, because if you haven't figured out that DEFCON makes certain players more relevant than others, then you're not paying attention. But I just feel like next season they have to change it a little bit, because it's making players that historically have had no business being even mentioned, it's making them relevant. But the problem with that is it's fucking my table position.
Yeah, it's just such a gross way to score points. I hate it.
Yeah, there's something cool about it. It's
Where's the
like if
beauty and
I'm
simplicity of goals and assists and clean sheets?
that's what I'm saying. Like that's like the equivalent of like a pack of cigarettes. Like it's really fucking cool, and it's fun, and
No, this is the opposite of that. Goals are cigarettes.
okay, sure, goals or cigarettes.
This is like
DEFCON is
this is
like,
like a nicotine patch.
yeah. Like it's so stupid. Like not all points are equal. Make FPL cool again.
Let's do it.
All right, enough about these
Speaking of
losers.
cool, Leeds 0, Brentford 0. Stinker of a late game here. Yeah, goalless on both sides. Really nothing to write home about. Ouattara, who I know we spoke a lot about last week for, looking at players for the run-in. He didn't even start. Weird selection there. Thiago continues to only score with pens, but yeah, I mean, 2
Not
clean
this
sheets.
game.
Yeah. This was good for Spurs, and the fact that Leeds didn't jump ahead.
That's true.
It's still right in there, but yeah, I don't know. Anything else to talk about from your side? Like Ouattara's benching was the only thing that really moved
Yeah,
me.
with Tara's benching was tough. I had Kelleher in goal, so that was nice for him to
Mm.
get a clean sheet and some bonus points there. But I would not have expected this one to end 0-0 going into the game. But hey, that's why they play. All right, should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on to Sunday.
Sunday's fixtures were a little bit more palatable. So
Yeah,
kicked off with the old what is it called? The Tyne Derby.
Tyneside.
Tyneside, that's what it is. Whatever, you're right. On Newcastle hosting Sunderland. So what is it?
Tyneware Derby.
Tineware. Is that like a Tupperware? I don't know.
Seems like a clothing brand.
Yeah. So this one was interesting, right? So if you remember the reverse fixture, Sunderland took it home. I think it was a Nick Voltemade own goal.
Yep.
It was very tense, lots of hostility. It's what you want in a derby. No more of this like giving each other hand jobs underneath the table after the game. These guys hug and kiss. But bringing it back to this fixture. So Anthony Gordon kicked things off in the 10th minute with a goal with an assist by none other than Nick Voltemade, who is seemingly, I don't even know what his minutes are like these days, but whatever. Then all the way in the 57th minute, Chims Dine Talby with a garbage just mess in the box goal to equalize before Brian Brobby took it home for the Black Cats in the 90th minute. This one had style, it had flair, it was there. It's how it became the game of the day, not the nanny. You ever watched the nanny?
I never even seen Nanny. I knew you were a big Nanny guy.
I love me some Fran Drescher. She was a saucy mama.
So you've said.
Go look up a picture of Fran Drescher right now.
Oh, I know. She
She's
was
good.
She was an 80s smoke.
She was a feminina. Yeah. This is an interesting one because I think on paper, this was one of those games where if you were on free hit like yourself, maybe you were looking to target a Newcastle defender or two. If you did that, it didn't work out. But the flip side of that is, who are you targeting on Sunderland to put a goal in? You're not looking at Lafille. You're not looking at Isildur. This is just a tough FPL fixture, but a phenomenal Prem fixture.
Yeah. And you kind of said it there. So I did double up on the Newcastle defense, which, Jaw was a popular pick for the week regardless. Again, he didn't start. So I had 2 free hit players that didn't start. He came on just because of an injury. But really, they didn't even start their strongest, their back line there. Yeah, so no clean sheet. Gordon did get the goals. I think he'd scored midweek leading up to this weekend, so he's a little bit of a run there. So that was good for him. And Voltamade coming back from the death, trying to stay relevant now that this is back. Although they're both kind of equally trash, but
Shite. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Gordon started scoring goals as soon as I moved him out. He was scoring before, then I brought him in. He gave me nothing for 10 weeks, and then he started scoring again. So, to Gordon owners, you're welcome. It's a gift from me to you.
Well, thank you for this week alone.
Anything else on this one?
No,
Okay. So that brings us to probably, I mean, I wasn't watching this one, but I was kind of keeping up with the score. We had Villa hosting West Ham. So Villa pulled this one home 2-0. So Jadon Sancho assisted John McGinn in the 15th minute. I'm not sure if you saw it, but John McGinn with a beautiful curler.
I did see that one. Yeah,
Just really nice goal. Ultimately, nothing on the West Ham side before Ollie Watkins put another goal in the 68th minute. We'll round that up to 69th minute to make it 2-0. And then they kind of just brought it home. So West Ham had a chance here, if they had gotten a point, to really make Spurs' day even worse. But luckily, Villa just kind of took care of business. They moved themselves up solely into fourth place comfortably with now a 5-point lead. And now West Ham are sitting in 18th firmly on 29 points with a minus 21 goal differential. So 1 point behind Spurs, who are sitting in 17th with 30 points. Thoughts on this one?
it's kind of the win Villa needed, right? Just to stay top four, keep some room between them and Liverpool after Liverpool lost. Good that Watkins got his goal there. I think they had a penalty that was canceled as well. So
The letter too, my friend.
he was probably itching to score that one, and then had to wait till second half, but ended up getting his. So yeah, good for Villa. Tough for West Ham. He got subbed off at half, so he did a nice little run there after getting signed, but didn't do enough. And it's kind of what we've seen, right? Bowen's been single-handedly involved in every one of their goals. He didn't contribute today, and they just can't do anything without him. So good for everybody else in the relegation battle. But yeah, tough for West Ham. Continue targeting West Ham defense.
Yeah. West Ham have Wolves at home in game week 32. I don't think we've seen the end of what Bowen is going to contribute. I think he'll maybe be able to put one back there because I think he's in the same kind of conversation as Bruno Fernandes, where like if West Ham are scoring goals, I just feel like Bowen's involved. That's just a gut feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, but you also said stop overlooking Wolves.
We did. Oh no! I'm not. I don't think Wolves are going to just be a pushover. I just think if West Ham is going to score in a game where I feel like they could put one past Wolves. Wolves aren't keeping a ton of clean sheets. They're just not getting blown out anymore. They're making these games competitive. James McGinn. I mean, John McGinn. Like, just useless.
One of those frustrating players.
Yeah.
He's going to be there forever. He's going to continue to score like this. I was hoping Rodgers would be the one to contribute, but it wasn't him. I also saw a rumor that Dortmund are going to buy Sancho back.
Again?
Yeah.
Third time?
I don't know. It's kind of like when
he really shot himself there.
Who was it? Milan that bought Lukaku back for fraction.
He's still a Milan player, I believe. Technically, I think he's on loan. He's their most expensive signing ever. I think.
No,
I think if you go look at if you look at Inter's like transfers, I'm pretty sure Lukaku he's got to be like top 2 or 3. Because think about like the big names that go to Serie A. It's not that many. They're usually coming over.
This is AC Milan. All right, let's move on.
I knew you were going to do that. Moving on. All right. So I mean, we're 45 minutes in. We've been able to avoid it, but we're not going to run from it. So Spurs hosted Forest in a 6-pointer and got absolutely cream pied.
That's putting it lightly.
Right on the face. Just putting it right on the face. So Igor Jesus scored. I mean, it's really easy to go through the Spurs line here. So, because there's nothing. Forrest scored. Igor Jesus, 45th minute. He's the reason for the season. It's Easter. Gibbs White put it in just open goal, 62nd minute. Seemingly had the entire field around him. No defenders in sight. And here's a blast from the pass. And then Mr. Awoni in the 87th minute, just capping it off. Jim, we talked about it. I mean, this is a full-on relegation battle at this point. The likelihood of them going down is not just existent. It is a high likelihood. if you look at the schedule that they have left, the news came out today that Tudor and Spurs have mutually agreed to relieve him of his duties, which means they fired him and he got a payout for it. So he's happy about it. Where do Spurs go from here?
Down. I don't know. I mean, we said this was the 6-pointer. This is what's going to decide it. The fact that we just let in those, the first 2 goals were just so bad. Romero not tracking at all. Van de Ven looked awful. He got subbed at half. Just so many problems with the squad. Solanke and Richarlison are our only attacking players, really. That's not going to do it. Solanke's barely
The
run.
lineup for the lineup's just so questionable.
Yeah.
Like, you're going back 3, which, I mean, your problem all season is you've been letting in goals. We can score goals if we need to. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that.
We can't.
It's the goals that we're letting in. Like, you see the 3 that they put in. One's off a set piece. One's off of them just not tracking back. The other one was off of I forget if it was off a corner or if it was just off a free kick set piece. But like, the point being, back 3 is just crazy. I mean, I get that there's been injuries, but now you're looking at Spence on the right with Porro, 2 players that, like, seemingly kind of maintain similar positions on the pitch when they're out there. You've got Tell on the left-hand side, who did come off injured, but if he's out there, he's not going to play any defense whatsoever. In your midfield of Sarr and Archie Gray, you've got Conor Gallagher on the bench. You've got Johnny Simmons on the bench.
Well, yeah.
I don't understand. Simmons came in and immediately impacted the game, but at that point, it was so out of reach.
Yeah.
Like, it's baffling. And if you have Destiny Udogie who can come on in the 46th minute to relieve Van de Ven, why couldn't you start him?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
You have your 2 starting center backs healthy, and you don't start them in their positions.
That's what I'm saying. Now, to be fair, Van de Ven, I think he does play left back for the Netherlands, though.
Okay. That's 6 games a year.
But they're still playing a back 4, I believe, because they have Van Dijk in the back there. And who's the other Dutch center back? I'm blanking right now. But
yeah,
either way, like that's a good team. So they can do that.
Yeah. I mean, even if you just swap out Danso for Simmons, put Spence on the left, play back 4. Like, that's like at least a semblance of a team we've been playing this year.
The Gibbs White goal just was like, that was the goal where I looked at it and I was like, oh, like, we're getting relegated. Like, it's actually going to happen, because I forget who it was. Was it Hudson-Odoi who kind of dribbled up, or was it Nico Williams? I forget. But like, the ball that came across, it was low. I don't even know if it got off the ground. And he's just standing there at the 10-yard box, wide open, all the daylight in the world. Like, I actually looked and I feel like it was Romero's fault.
Absolutely was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Really,
your captain.
really tough.
Lazy.
On the Forest side, do we put any stock into Neko Wafer Williams 2 assists here, or is it just because they played?
No, they just played Spurs. I mean, that left side, I mean, you had Spence, you had Porro. I mean, the whole reason you have them on that flank is to be up.
Yeah.
So
And Danso's on that side. Danso's
on that side too.
a liability.
Dirty Danso. Yeah. I was the idiot, and I think I said this too. I was like, I'm gonna hope that Richarlison just like is like, yeah, we're going into relegation battle. I saved Everton a few years ago. I'm gonna do the same thing for Spurs, and I brought him in. He also looked good against Liverpool, so I didn't think it was like an awful decision. But he's the player I moved in for Krupi, which in hindsight didn't work out either way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just really bad. Really bad.
Tough stuff. Yeah, it can be a painful end of the run in here. But so in my mind, at least at this point, we know we just have to beat West Ham. Like, there's no other scenarios. I know we're saying, Leeds is 1 game up on us, basically. But that 1 game is a lot when you only have 7 games left. So we just have to do better than West Ham. Think about it that way.
Yeah, I mean, the fixtures aren't great. Spurs have Sunderland, Brighton, Wolves, Villa leads Chelsea before entering the season against Everton, and West Ham have Villa, Wolves, Palace, Everton, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle, Leeds to end it out. So there's actually a lot of overlap. in terms of who they play. There's still plenty of time. I mean, let's be very clear. They're not going down right now. They got a point, West Ham. That's what they need to focus on. Just plain and simple. You are in control of your own destiny here. You don't need some help. You could take the help, but you play your game, whatever that game is, because to play a different game, the game they've been playing sucks. Stay up, survive. You just hope that next year Kulusevski gets gifted a new knee for whatever is going on with him.
He can't even walk. He's limping still.
He can't even walk.
It's
He's
been
done.
over a year.
I don't think he's ever playing again. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's done. But
We're going to have to continue to pay him, though. I mean, you can't sell him.
We're going to save the Kulusevski talk for either the post-mortem when they do go down or for the 26-27 preview.
Okay. We'll be seeing rumors of him flying to Spain for treatment still.
He's flying to Spain because it rains on the plane in Spain, mainly in the rain. Anyway, so that rounds up our fixtures for the week. So rounding up the team of the week, I mentioned Beto, player of the week, 2 goals and assists. We had Kelleher in the back with 9 points. You mentioned Nico Williams with a 15-pointer against Spurs. We had Mr. Bijol for Leeds with an 11-pointer on that clean sheet and some bonus and DEFCON there. Ethan Pinnock with a 10-pointer for Brentford. The midfield 5, we had Josh King, Bruno Fernandes, both with 13 points respectively. Mr. McGinn with 10 points, William Njai with 10 points, and Anthony Gordon with 10 points as well. 10s were wild before front line of Beto with 16 and Welbeck with 12. So overall, 129 points, very affordable. Did we not cover any of these players?
I might have missed Bijol and Pinnock, but that was just a defensive brawl.
That was a gift. How'd you do on points?
So I was 48. So I beat the average, but it's disappointing because I did have my free hit there. So I went Leno in goal. So disappointing that they let in that goal to Zian Fleming. Back line of Van Dijk, Hall, and Tia, which got me a total of 4 points. I mean, that's tough. Tia coming off the bench and then letting in a goal, so we got nothing. So really tough there. Midfield, I had Bruno with 13, Gordon 10, Dango, who again got subbed on, didn't start, so 1 point there. Tough. Palmer with 2 points, and then Harry Wilson with 9. And then I captained Ekitike, who came off after 8 minutes or so, so he got me 2 points total. And then Thiago, who got 4 points. I think he got defensive contributions, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
That sounds right.
Yeah, so he had 4 points there. And then I had a bunch of points on my bench that I missed. So I had Darlow and Kanza, who could have helped me out. But because Tia came on, I didn't get Kanza to sub in. Really tough, disappointing there.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I mean, if Ekitike didn't play and I got the vice on Bruno, I feel like I would have been right in the mix with everybody else this week. But because I didn't have that captaincy, that killed me.
Oh, you live to manage another week.
That's true. Or I could just not touch it and it'll continue to manage itself.
Okay, Lord Tinkerton, you son bitch.
Jeez, take the wheel. How about you?
All right, so I actually made 3 transfers this week because I had to kind of navigate not having a free hit and trying to field a full team. So I moved out Krupi Jr., as we mentioned, Mark Gahey, and Jurriën Timber. I brought in Richarlison, Virgil van Dijk, and Lewis Hall. I sat on 52 points for the week, so I did beat the average of 38. I mentioned Kelleher in goal, gave me 9 points. Lewis Hall gave me a point. James Hill, I lost a point because of that own goal. And Van Dijk and Esteve, who I actually started this week, both gave me 3 points. So kind of something out of my back line there. My big point haul, though, was Bruno, Captain Bruno. So I got 26 points there. Anton Stock gave me 3 points. Gravenberg gave me 3 points. Cole Palmer gave me 2 points. Richarlison gave me 2 points. And Teddy Castellanos only gave me 1 point because he came off there at halves. Overall, I feel like for not having a free hit, I actually had a decent week. None of my transfers hit, though. But they gave me more points than the players that I had because the players that I had didn't play. So, we'll take it. Tink had an awful week. So Tink sat on 31 points. He basically got all of his points from Harry Wilson, Raul Jimenez at the death, and Morgan Rogers with a 6-pointer. Everyone else either blanked, gave him 1 point, or just didn't play. So I don't know what he's drinking. It must be pretty good because he's not making any moves, and we're jumping him in the standings. I feel good about that right now.
That is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And just taking a look at the table, really no movement whatsoever, other than first round IR, leaping, Danny Dubs, so swamp in ninth and 10th position. But everyone else stayed the same. Just looking at where we sit, 13, 16,
Yeah,
doing a quick
you're up
math, about 50
56.
points or so,
Yeah, 56.
55 points.
So difficult there because I would have been up like 9 on you if I had Bruno. So difficult for the week.
That's life. And speaking of our scores, so just going back to captain's draft this week. So
Mm.
for those that remember, Jim was leading 87 to 81 going into this week. I took Bruno Fernandez with a 13-point haul, so I was sitting at 94 after this game week. Jim actually did something absolutely crazy. He took Salah, if you remember, and then he
Not
came
crazy.
crying to me on his knees, begging. Said, please, Matt, can I please pick somebody else? After the injury news came out, and I had said, I'll allow it. And he picked Morgan Rogers, who gave him 6 points. So now Jim is sitting at 93 points. So I have now retaken the lead
Mm.
with 6 game weeks to go. It's tight. It's
It
real
is
tight.
tight. I feel like
Yeah.
that was a legal swap because it came out in the press conference that he's gonna be
Yeah.
no good. So
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, the margins right now are just like razor thin.
yeah,
You could like slice them with a knife. That's how thin it is.
you can basically see through it. And this episode is actually brought to you by the Meat Slicer, the professional grade deli style precision instrument that finally puts an end to the tyranny of the thick cut sandwich. Because why are we eating meat like we're in some kind of cave dwelling laborers? What are we settling for a slab of turkey that's an inch thick? It's vulgar. It's heavy. It's a wall of meat that nobody asked for. You want thinness. You want the kind of slice that's so delicate, so ethereal, that doesn't even have a second side. We're talking about meat that's practically a gas. You hold it up to the light and you can see your neighbors in the mail through it. That's where the flavor is. It's all surface area, people. But the meat slicer isn't just for the kitchen. It's a lifestyle choice. Need to feed a cat, but you don't want to open the door? Just slide a piece of see-through bologna right through the crack. Having a little trouble with your heels? Don't go to a cobbler. Just take a little off the bottom with a 12-inch circular blade. Clean, it's efficient, and it's incredibly dangerous if you had more than one glass of wine. Sure, your apartment might smell like a cold-cut warehouse. Sure, you might actually slice through a high-quality leather loafer. But when you taste that perfectly uniform, paper-thin prosciutto, you'll realize that hand-carved is just another word for amateur. Visit iseethroughmeat.com. Use code Tinker for a free sharpening stone and a box of industrial strength bandages. That's iseethroughmeat.com. Code Tinker. The meat slicer. Welcome to the deli. Just try not to lose a finger. Back to the pod.
Yeah. I am really excited for an Easter ham. Nice slice of it.
You're a ham guy?
Well, your name is Ham In. I mean, how
Sure.
can you're a ham guy?
I mean, everybody likes ham, but does anybody love ham?
I also love an Easter lamb.
That I could get behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we do like Good Friday with my side, and my mom's gonna make eggplant rollatini.
Oof.
She'll do I think she usually does baked flounder, some sort of whitefish, and then she'll do like linguine and clam sauce too.
I have not had a clam since I got that food poisoning.
I was
don't know.
gonna make like a reference to a clam joke, but I feel like the food poisoning was pretty traumatic for you. So
It was.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
I've seen you throw up. It's traumatic for everyone around you. It's not great.
I'm pretty good at it, though. A lot of practice.
Throwing up
Yeah.
or being around yourself. Do you think the Easter Bunny's gonna come?
I hope so. I've been a good boy this year.
Hippitus, oppitus. All right, well, that kind of brings us to the end here. We haven't had just like a pure recap episode in a while. We've been doing a lot of mega eps. Just so folks know, I mentioned it at the beginning of the episode, so we're 11 days out. The deadline for Game Week 32 is Friday, April 10th at 1:30 Eastern. So you got plenty of time. The only player who's making moves as far as price changes is Morgan Rogers. He's actually going to drop tonight. So if you're listening to this tonight, then maybe you'll get ahead of it. But otherwise, you're going to miss it. He's going to drop in price.
Moodruck's about to move too, I think.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I just missed that. He's down to -$3 actually, which is incredible. Anything else this week, Jimbo? I mean, I don't know. I think, but what's our plan to record? We're gonna jump back on for a preview up.
Yeah, probably preview up and Masters Day 1 recap.
Who do you got winning it this year?
Well, I guess we didn't talk about it, but I think if Tiger's going to have any sort of comeback, it has to be this week.
I think if he's driving the way that he knows he can, he's unbeatable.
Yeah.
His driving is otherworldly.
He was sober for both rollovers.
Maybe he like woke up and realized who he was dating, and he was like, "Man, I gotta get out of this."
Who's he dating?
Trump's daughter-in-law or something like that.
He is?
He's dating a Trump. Yeah, it's the mother of the granddaughter who is good at golf.
Tiger Woods' girlfriend.
But I don't.
Vanessa Trump.
Vanessa Trump, yeah, who probably used to be married to her brother. He's got a lot of kids, I think. Donald Trump has probably tried to bang her.
Oh, the ex-wife of Donald Trump Jr. She didn't change her name back?
Well,
That's kind of a crazy person thing to do.
that hindsight now, 2020. Yeah,
Anyway,
it's a shame
yeah.
Tiger's not going to be playing. But who do you think is going to win?
I don't know.
It's okay.
What do you think?
have some time to think about it. I mean, I'd love to see Brooks Koepka have a win. Just coming back now to the PGA.
Yeah.
But I also love when Scotty just like comes in and dominates the field for 4 days.
That's true. I wouldn't mind if I'm blanking on his name now. The kid from Texas.
There's literally
the kid from Texas who won it when he was young, and then it's completely fallen apart. Spieth.
Wyndham Clark. Oh, Spieth.
I wouldn't mind Spieth having like a nice push until like Saturday afternoon and then falls apart.
You know who I hope doesn't have a good weekend? Patrick Cantlay. I can't stand him.
No, you're not a Cantlay guy?
I just he's got a very punchable face.
Have you ever punched somebody in the face?
Actually, no. I'm a lover. I'm not a hater.
lover.
I'm not a hater. Yeah. Ugh. Well, you can't just do that nowadays. You have to make sure. But know what you can do? You can go check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Drop us a comment. What are you hoping the Easter Bunny brings you? What are you doing for your chip strategy? Let us know what you're doing.
Your mother cooking.
What white fish are you going to ask your mother to make that she will then cover with Ritz crackers and stick to butter? It's going to be good. I still don't think it's too late to join the mini league. As always, we will put
Confirmed. Not too late.
code. It's never too late. I will put the code in the description as always. And boy, we're really taking this one home. Boy, thank you for joining us on this episode of Tinker Time. As always, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop your picks in the comments. We will talk to you all on our Gameweek 32 preview. Until then, happy tinkering.
Draft dreams rise like morning sun, chasing points, the game's begun. Big decisions week by week, fantasy glory's what we seek. Pick your squad, the clock won't wait. Captain choice will